Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with some more raiding with me. And the raid tournament, this week's raid tournament just started like maybe 30 minutes ago at the time of this recording, and I told you guys I wasn't sure if I was gonna do raiding with me this week, but I figured, you know what? I figured I would go ahead and do it anyway, just because why not? Because I'm not planning on doing any more RTS content for the rest of this week. Because my next upload is most likely going to be Batman Arkham Knight, the first part of that. But anyway, before we get started, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit that share button, and feel free to comment if you would do so. Doing all of those things, or any one of those things, is very much appreciated by me. And I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And before we get to raiding, here's an interesting little mission that showed up for those that might not know yet. You have the watch ads mission. And as you can see, I've already watched 5 ads. Now, the mistake I made, normally you go here to watch ads. Well, I did that 5 times already, but it did not count. So me not realizing, I ended up watching 10 ads. So for the 5 ads to count, you have to go here and you have to click on the tab. Obviously, I'm not going to watch them because I've already done it, so I'm going to go ahead and collect my 30 tokens now. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into raiding with me, shall we? Now, I don't believe they're going to be coming out with a new character for the rest of this week. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but like I said, for the rest of this week, I'm not planning on doing any more RTS content, because the next video I'm going to do, that I'm planning on doing, and maybe hopefully having up by the weekend, is the first part of my playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight. Unless, right now, because I don't even know if the calendar is out for the week. Now, if there happens to be a Blitz War that we're not all aware of right now, because it's only Wednesday. Now, if there is a Blitz War that happens this weekend, I might go ahead and do a video on that, because I already did the CRW. I was about to say CRM, but no. I already did a CRW video, and I don't know, I will have to wait and see. The initial plan is, if there's no CRW or Blitz, I'm definitely doing the first part of my playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight. But if at last minute they announce a Blitz War or a CRW, then I'm gonna postpone that video just a little bit. So that's the plan, that I'm not planning on doing another RTS video for the rest of this week or weekend. But as far as I know, the calendar is still not up. Real great job, community manager. Awesome Awesome job not to have the calendar up and it's the middle of the week. Great job. But anyway, so the plan is, if there's no CRW or Blitz, expect Batman Arkham Knight Part 1. But if they do surprise us with a Blitz War or CRW, then I'm going to postpone that Part 1 just for a little bit, probably until sometime next week. So that's the general plan for the next few days, right? That's the general plan. Either I'm going to do Batman Arkham Knight, or if there is Blitz or CRW, then I'm going to hold it off until next week. Which I do want to go ahead and get to Batman Arkham Knight, because for me to fully complete Batman Arkham Knight, we're going to have to do everything. We're going to have to complete all the main missions, obviously. We're going to have to do every side mission, and that includes finding all the Riddler trophies and all of that BS. So that's why I would love to get a jump start on it. But like I said, either Arkham Knight is going to be starting up sometime this weekend, or it'll be next week. It'll be one of the two for sure. So let's see. Tonight, the NFL, they released their 2024 schedule, but here's the thing about that. Monday, I believe it was Monday or Sunday, they leaked the opening game early before the actual release of the schedule. And you know, if you watch the NFL or keep up with it, which, I mean, my interest of the NFL is beginning to wane down, you know. It's becoming like, you know, to be simple, my interest in it is dying away. But that's because I know, you know, it's not 100% legit. There's no way. But that's just a theory I have. I don't have any actual concrete proof on that, but that's just what I feel like, right? But anyway, getting back to the schedule release, Sunday or Monday, they released the opening game, the opener game that's going to be the very first game of the season, which is going to be the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Taylor Swift Chiefs, blah, 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 against the Baltimore Ravens. And they released that before they released the rest of the schedule. Like, if you're going to do that, which my question is, why not wait until you are actually going to announce the whole schedule to announce that? Because, you know, that is something, you know, that's going to give plenty of those NFL talking heads plenty to talk about tonight. Why release it early? If you're going to be releasing, you know, if you're going to be leaking and releasing certain games early before you release the rest of the schedule, why even plan a schedule release at all? I mean, I personally don't understand that, just because they are the Taylor Swift Kansas City Chiefs and all, you know, the New England Patriots, essentially, because, I mean, come on, that's what they are. Because you got to think, back 20 years ago, the New England Patriots were very dominant. Now they suck ass. Even though they are my team, I'm not, you know, no bullshit here. They are. But I still, you know, that's the only team I even really remotely care about. But anyway, but that's what the Kansas City Taylor Swift Chiefs are. They are the New England Patriots of the 2020s, and nobody can deny that. I give it less than 5 years. The Chiefs are going to be as hated, if not even more hated, than the New England Patriots were. That's my prediction. Maybe they're not as hated right now, but I say 5 years or less, they are going to be hated, if not more hated than when Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were hated when New England were dominating for 20 years. The Chiefs are going to get that kind of hate, if not worse, if not already. Which I don't really give a damn. It would be nice to see Kansas City lose every single game, but oh no, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are the NFL's new golden egg. You know, Patrick Mahomes is their new golden boy, so oh no, they're going to do everything to protect him, just like they protected Tom Brady a lot of the times. But not as much as you would think they'd have. But that's besides the point. And I'm going to make a prediction. Although I could be wrong, but I have a good feeling about this prediction. The Kansas City Chiefs, aka the New England Patriots, they are going to do something that no team has done. They're going to do something not even the New England Patriots could do. And that is, the Kansas City Chiefs, I truly believe, are going to be the first and only team to win 3 back-to-back-to-back Super Bowls, to help cement Patrick Mahomes' legacy even further. And do not be shocked if that happens. Because, here's what I would be thinking. If I'm the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs have just come off of winning 2 Super Bowls back-to-back, wait a minute. We have the opportunity to have Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Taylor Swift Chiefs do something that that nobody in the NFL has ever done. We know that we know the Patriots back 20 years ago won 2 Super Bowls in a row, and we just now had Kansas City do this exact same thing. Why not top that and have them win 3 Super Bowls in a row? Oh my God, you know how amazing that's gonna be? Don't be surprised if it happens. I'm telling you, if last year didn't prove how not so on the up and up the NFL is, this year is going to prove that. If that happens. I mean, we're a long way from that even being discussed, but I just want to give a way too early prediction. But I feel, until I'm proven otherwise, I feel really confident about that prediction, even though I don't give a damn about Kansas City or Patrick Mahomes or, none of that BS. But I feel very confident about that prediction because, I used to believe the NFL was 100% legit. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't, because there's just been so much BS. And then you have all the stuff last season with Taylor Swift, and I'm like... And then apparently, alright, I have one more prediction about the NFL. I say within the next 5 to 7 years, I could be off by a couple of years. It could happen sooner than this, but I say within 5 to 7 years from now, the regular season NFL games, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl, they're all going to be turned into flag football. I know that sounds crazy, But take a look at, I would say, the last two Pro Bowls, especially this Pro Bowl last January, this past January, February, whenever it was, they have already implemented flag football in the Pro Bowl. They're getting everybody ready for flag football being the norm in the NFL, which, okay, flag football flag football being played in middle school and high school, even elementary school, that's fine because it's school, right? There's no problems at all with that, but you're really gonna wussify the NFL by implementing flag football? Like, really? When that happens, I'll be curious how many people are still going to be interested in the NFL. By that time, I probably won't give a damn, and I'll quit keeping up with it entirely. So, but that's the inevitability. Like, their reasoning is, oh, it's that way we can keep quarterback injuries way down and other player injuries way down to almost non-existent. That's going to be their number one excuse. And I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers that are a lot more intelligent when it comes about the NFL not being so legit, but those rich scum billionaires, they're never going to tell anybody the actual truth. They honestly can't, or they won't. I mean, like I said, I don't have hard, concrete proof, but my two predictions is the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go back to another Super Bowl, and they're going to be the first and only team in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls in a row, and within 5 to 7 years or less, flag football is going to be the norm. They're going to test it out in preseason. Then the NFL is going to be like, the flag football, that was pretty successful in preseason, so let's implement it into the regular season, and then the playoffs, and then the Super Bowl. That way we can just, we can get people used to it. So those are my predictions on what I believe is going to happen regarding the NFL in the coming future. Let me know if you think I'm a crazy nut job. I could see where, I could kind of see, okay, you're a crazy nut job. I would be like, well, I don't know. I mean, hey, we don't have to all agree, and that's fine. But look at the Pro Bowl. They've already implemented it in the Pro Bowl. So, I'm just saying, just don't be shocked when it comes to preseason, and then the regular season, then the playoffs, and the big game, which is the Super Bowl. So, just be on the lookout for it. I'm just saying. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about with the NFL. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Man. Well, I've been playing, even though I already completed it a couple of years ago, I have decided to once again restart the Mass Effect Legendary Edition trilogy. And yeah, I'm on the first one, and I've mentioned it. It's been a couple years since I mentioned it, but Mass Effect 2, without a doubt, is my favorite of the 3. And, okay, I really like the third one. Even though the ending, I won't say what happens, but even though the ending of Mass Effect 3 isn't everybody's cup of tea, I can think of a game that has a hell of a lot worse ending. Last of Us Part 2. Or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Those two endings are much worse than Mass Effect 3's ending. I'm just saying. I suddenly came down with a cold or a cough in that moment. But it's true. Mass Effect 3's ending is a hell of a lot better than Last of Us Part 2 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's ending. Like, even GTA, the definitive edition, is way better than those other two games, even despite being broken, buggy, glitchy messes. They're fun. As Last of Us Part 2 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, they are not fun whatsoever. They hammer you over the head about how men are bad and evil and just this nonsense woke messaging. Trust me, I played Last of Us Part 2 like, what, 4 years ago? Back then, I was fooled. The one time was enough for me. And, you know, I will say, even though Last of Us 2's ending sucks, it is bad, I will cut it some slack because Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is even worse. Even worse. Just, I don't even need to explain it. Like, they've already announced that they're gonna, at least from the last time I heard, they have already announced from the last time I heard that they are shutting down the servers not even a year into the release. That should say something. But, you know, I hate... Hell, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Halloween Ends ending, just the whole movie is better than The Last of Us Part 2 and Kill the Justice League, but I mean, I don't know if that's exactly setting a high bar, but it is. But yeah, let me stop being so negative for one video, right? I don't like being negative, I don't, but Mass Effect, I'm on Mass Effect 1 right now. And I will say Mass Effect 1, as far as the main missions, it's the shortest one of the three. Mass Effect 1 is actually a rare game where you have more side missions than you do main missions. But I feel like completing the majority of the side missions is very important because your progress carries over from game to game. So that's gonna be important. So essentially, in theory, I'm almost done with Mass Effect 1, but I still have way more side missions to get done. Because I essentially only have 3 more main missions, and then, like, I've beaten the game. It's like, the other 2 are a little bit longer. Thankfully they are, so. And then, let's see, like I said, Batman Arkham Knight. I'm either going to do that this weekend, or they may surprise us with a Blitz War, but we'll have to wait and see. It all depends in the next couple of days from now. But like I said, I already explained that earlier. You know what? Let's see. How far are we? Should we go ahead and try to get to 16,000? Why not? Okay, a little over 9,000. Let's do it. Let's try to aim for 16,000. I know this will be a little bit of a lengthy video, but that's alright. I don't usually do rating with me every single week. Okay. This past weekend, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes came out, and okay. So what's weird about that is why they decided to release that on Mother's Day weekend. Like, I don't know. That is a very odd movie to release on that certain weekend. I don't know why they didn't just wait about a month and wait it for Father's Day, because, I mean, I don't know many women that are into the Planet of the Apes. Like, I really don't. That's nothing to say. That's not being negative, but it's true. Like, I think I might know one woman that is into the Planet of the Apes, like, loosely, but that's... There you go. It's mostly for men. That's just part of the fan base. Now, I will say the previous trilogy, the Caesar trilogy, I guess you want to call it, that would be Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, or War of the Planet of the Apes. I truly believe that the best one in that particular trilogy, without a doubt, is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because, like, okay, obviously Rise of the Planet of the Apes is Caesar, played by the incredible Andy Serkis. He's incredible in all three movies. But Rise is essentially about the rise of Caesar and the apes, you know, beginning to take over the world because of the flu, or that virus. It's been a little bit since I watched those movies, but that certain virus that, you know, by the beginning of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, that virus has essentially taken over the world along with the apes. And, you know, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, pretty much, you know, you have some apes that, you know, all of them follow Caesar's lead, and then you come into question, you know, you have Koba. Koba is a, great villain of that trilogy. But yeah, you have Koba, who starts questioning and starts belittling Caesar's leadership, and he eventually turns on Caesar. That way he can blame the humans for quote-unquote killing Caesar, when Koba is the one that shot him. This is in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And the apes, you know, they believe it, not knowing any better at the time, which, I mean, the only two people that know what really happened is, of course, Caesar and Koba, but Caesar, he didn't got shot. They think he's dead, and he's not dead yet, but Caesar gets all better. He gets healed up, and these humans, what's the guy's name? I want to say the guy's name in the second one is like Malcolm or something, but I could be wrong on that. But anyway, you got this guy, and I believe it's his girlfriend and like her son. They, you know, they are the only like decent humans in that particular movie, and you know, they help Caesar, and the Malcolm guy ends up telling Caesar's son, the oldest one, Blue Eyes, that, you know, that Caesar is alive, that, you know, no, we didn't try to kill him, that it was, you know, Caesar, I think, tells Blue Eyes eventually that Koba was the one that tried to kill him, so Blue Eyes now knows that, what a piece of shit Koba is once he hears it from Caesar himself. So, Caesar and Koba have a fight, and it eventually ends with Koba hanging on for dear life, and Caesar's holding him up by one hand, and Koba says, pretty much to Caesar, please help me up, even though, you tried to kill him earlier in the movie to take over leadership. But anyway, Koba is like, help me up, ape don't kill ape. And then Caesar says, you are not ape, and he just drops his ass to his death, which is, hey, that's what Koba deserves, but boy, a ruthless villain for that one movie, absolutely. And then we get to War of the Planet of the Apes, and oh boy, this one, out of the trilogy, is the one that it sucks. It sucks. Because, very simply, the marketing of the name War for the Planet of the Apes, that is a complete lie. That's a complete horseshit lie. If you've seen the movie, you'll know maybe the first 20 minutes of the movie there's actual conflict between humans and apes, but for the rest of it, it's very boring. It's very drawn out. I will say there are some positives about War for the Planet of the Apes. I can't think of many, but there are. Of course, Andy Serkis as Caesar, his performance is freaking incredible. His performance in all three movies is absolutely incredible. And the environment pieces are great. And all of the apes look fantastic, of course. And then you have Woody Harrelson's character, the Colonel. And there's a scene between Woody Harrelson's character and Andy Serkis, Caesar. They are both in the Colonel's office. And that is a really good scene. Just the acting back and forth between them. That is a really good... Other than Andy Serkis's performance and the environment pieces and the CGI apes look really good like they do in the other two movies, and that one scene in the Colonel's office, other than that, the rest of the movie sucks. I've only seen that movie one time, and I will never watch War for the Planet of the Apes. It was such a disappointment to end that trilogy. Now, would I be willing to give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a chance? Sure, I would be willing to give it a chance because, well, spoiler alert, Caesar dies at the end of War for the Planet of the Apes. I believe he gets hit by an arrow by like one of the Colonel's soldiers that, Caesar let that soldier live because that's something that he does. He lets people live because Caesar, unlike most of the other apes, Caesar tries to see the good in humans, but, well, that's probably one human he should have definitely killed because that human, even though at the beginning of the movie, Caesar lets that human go when he could have easily killed him, but at the end of the movie, that human doesn't see the error of his ways, and he ends up shooting Caesar like in the ribs or like the vital organs or something like that, and he slowly bleeds out over time, and he sits alongside a tree and just passes away as he's looking at the sun, I believe. And that's how that movie ends. And like I said, other than Andy Serkis's performance and the environment pieces and the one scene in the Colonel's office and the great looking CGI apes, that movie is absolute trash. You know, the one, what's the one ape's name, or he's not an ape, but he's a certain type of monkey. Hold on, I'm trying to think. His face looks like flat. Maurice, that's his name. Maurice, he's great throughout all three movies, absolutely. I believe Maurice's best performance is probably actually in War for the Planet of the Apes, so that's another positive, actually, is Maurice. He's great. He's a more gentler, elder ape. Now, I know, I know for the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it's obviously all new apes. It's, 200, 300 years after the Caesar trilogy, which, when I heard about this movie, I thought they were going to continue on with Cornelius's journey, Caesar's youngest son, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know. I feel like they should have had a grown-up, not a fully grown-up Cornelius, but they should have had a young Cornelius, and we would be following in his footsteps and in his journey. But I don't know, but I'm still willing to give the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a chance, but I'm not going to be in a hurry to see it. I mean, I hear it's pretty long, but I hear it's only about, 2 hours, 30 minutes, which, honestly, that's not the longest movie I've seen. I mean, I've seen The Godfather Part 2, Scarface, Casino, The Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman. Those movies are way longer than this new movie, so I think I can definitely handle a 2 hour, 30-minute Planet of the Apes movie. So, in fact, I think War for the Planet of the Apes might be a little bit longer than that. I'm almost certain. So, I believe the main character of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is an ape called Noah. I believe, I might be wrong on that, but apparently he's a part of a tribe of apes that, they hunt and stuff, and they use eagles to hunt and scout, because I seen that one particular ape with an eagle on his arm, which I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then apparently the villain of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is named, I might get this wrong, but I hear the name of the villain is Proximus Caesar. Yes, you've heard that right. If you've watched the trailer, he's in the trailer, and apparently the plot, I don't know how true it is, but there might be some truth to it. I hear the plot is heavily involving Caesar, even though he's obviously not in the movie. So it probably has to do, if the plot is heavily involved around Caesar, it's probably, what they're referring to is probably his teachings and his ideals as a leader. That's probably what they're talking about. And like I said, I'd be willing to give it a chance eventually in a couple of months. Sure. I mean, even though I despised War for the Planet of the Apes, this is a brand new movie, brand new characters. I would have liked to seen a continuation of Cornelius, but whatever, it is what it is. Because, I mean, in the previous movie, Caesar's wife and his oldest son, Blue Eyes, they both get capped, they both get killed by Woody Harrelson's character, very early on in the movie. But Cornelius, he got pretty lucky, and he was very young when when he had to witness that, which is oof. But I would have liked to seen a continuation of Cornelius's story and journey, but that's definitely not going to happen, because it seems to be set at least 300 to 200 years after the Caesar trilogy. But I would be willing to give that movie a shot. Why not? It could still be pretty good. I know I'm just rambling on about, let's see, the NFL, Planet of the Apes. What else? Last of Us, and that horrible game that doesn't exist, even though people like to pretend it exists. Where Batman, he goes out like an absolute bitch on a park bench by Harley Quinn, but that game doesn't exist, luckily. That's just an idea made by weird people that thinks that's a good idea. But oh wow, okay, so we still got like 3,000. Goodness. I said we were going to try to get to 16,000, so, you know, why not? I literally cannot think of any other movies that are coming out this year that I'm like even slightly interested in. Like I said, I would be willing to give that Planet of the Apes movie a shot. And then let's see, what else comes out this year? You have the Joker 2, which I'm good. And I'll explain why I'm good. I seen the first Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. It was pretty good, but I've only watched it one time. But here's the thing about the Joker 2, or whatever they're deciding to call it. They are literally going to turn the Joker 2 into a musical. Like, come on. Come on. Bullshit. Do I see the Joker 2 making $1 billion? I don't. I do not. Because of the musical element. I'm sorry, when I think of a villain or a superhero movie, I don't think of a musical mixing with it. I don't. And I think the musical element is thanks to Lady Gaga, playing Harley Quinn. There you go. That's another reason I refuse to watch it. I'm sure Joaquin Phoenix will be the best part of that awful movie, but Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, I'm good. Nah. I'll pass. I'm good. Margot Robbie in the movies is gonna be my Harley Quinn. I don't give a crap whether if y'all like her or not, but there's no way Lady Gaga is gonna be a better Harley Quinn. Ain't no way. And they're changing up Harley Quinn's backstory for that movie. Like, come on. For those that know, Harley Quinn, before she became the psychotic criminal and Joker's boyfriend, or Joker's girlfriend, I should say, before she became Joker's girlfriend, she was a psychiatrist. There you go. And Joker was one of her patients, and the Joker corrupted her. There you go. That's Harley Quinn's actual backstory. But according to the Joker 2, Harley Quinn's backstory is she's already a crazy patient, apparently, which, I'm sorry, that just doesn't, that doesn't fly, that don't work for me. But, I don't know, who knows, maybe y'all will like it. And then, what else comes out this year? Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much crap about Deadpool, because I know for whatever reason, a lot of y'all love Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds. And like I've said on the channel, I watched the first Deadpool when it came out in 2016, 2017, whenever it came out. I watched it all the way through, and it personally wasn't for me, so I have no interest in this whatsoever. And I don't see Deadpool and Wolverine making $1 billion. I don't see it. The Marvel brand it's already tarnished. Even if Deadpool and Wolverine end up being a pretty decent movie, just their recent decisions of pushing, you know, the MCU and all of that nonsense. Deadpool is not saving the MCU. He's not. Sorry, but he really isn't. And I believe that Wolverine, he shouldn't have come back. He shouldn't have come back. He had a perfect ending in Logan. He should have never came back. I believe they're going to push aside... Well, I shouldn't say push aside. That's not the right word. But they're going to... Deadpool is 100% going to overshadow Wolverine. Which I really don't care all that much. But... yeah, if you enjoy Deadpool and Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, more power to you. I'm happy that you are a Deadpool fan. He's just personally not for me. And this is going to be a hot take, but I think Ryan Reynolds is very overrated. I just don't think he's all that funny, to be honest. But again, if you think the man is funny, great, awesome. But we don't have to all like the same things, and that's okay. And that's the only little bit of rant that I'm going to have with Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh great, we've reached 16,000, so we might as well finish these 3 raids, and then I'll call it. I know I've been talking an awful lot. One thing I want to mention RTS real quick is whenever they do one of those Saviors from Hell event, I hope they bring They Who Wonder. I really do. Even though I would only be able to get 1 copy of him, I honestly want to get him. I really do. I hope whenever they bring back another Saviors from Hell premium event, I hope that They Who Wonder is in it, because I will be willing to do those certain amount of pulls in order to get 1 copy. I know how that sounds, but I really want the character. I do. He would 100% complete my Lone Wolves team. And he wouldn't have to worry about, unlike with Rosita, you know, Rosita is good, she's great, but she has no way to protect herself from vengeance, you know what I mean, other than proccing the Guardian Shields. Now, if I have They Who Wonder, he will have the 100% counter damage reduction. And like I said, if I had him, he would definitely replace Rosita. So I hope when they do another one of those events, they bring him into it, because I'll be willing to give them some money. I will. I know how that sounds, but I want him. But yeah, that is let me collect my rewards. Great. Okay, that is going to do it for this video. If you have any thoughts on anything that I said throughout this extended video, or if you have any thoughts on RTS, feel free to let me know down in the comments. It would be much appreciated. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.